As soon as I found out that it was a suicide, I was 100% sure that it was the scam.
Imagine waking up in a major U.S. city only to find you can't buy milk, medicine, or even a pair of shoes. Not because you cannot afford it, but because the stores are gone. I know what the next thing on your mind is. I'll just order online. Well, think again. Scams, stolen packages, and ghost sellers are turning America into a consumer wasteland. This isn't fiction. It's happening right now in these 6 cities. From San Francisco's luxury apartments with no grocery stores to Cleveland's elderly getting robbed blind by fake online sellers to Detroit neighborhoods where a roll of toilet paper requires a 2-hour bus ride. How did the world's richest country reach this point? And why is no one talking about it? Today, we investigate the 6 U.S. cities where shopping is collapsing and what it tells us about the future of America. 6. Portland, Oregon. Once a bustling area filled with unique bookshops, craft breweries, and charming coffee spots, the downtown area is now a sad reflection of its former vibrancy. In a short span of 4 years, more than 300 shops have had to close their doors. This isn't just a downturn, it's a painfully slow economic disaster. The main issues? Rampant thefts, bold smash and grab raids, and a severe decline in retail that even big, well-known brands couldn't survive. The statistics are stark. Over half of the retail stores present before the pandemic have disappeared. That's 53% of the shopping scene that used to thrive. Now just a memory. Take a stroll through the city center, and you'll notice for rent signs slapped on boarded-up windows everywhere you look. The few stores that are still open seem more like guarded fortresses than welcoming places to shop. The owner of a former bookstore shared his experience, saying, "I didn't close because of financial troubles. I closed because I was scared to even open up." His business had been broken into 3 times in a matter of weeks. But it's not just about the shops. It's also about the people who used to live there. Now, elderly residents have to rely on ride shares to get to the suburbs just to get basic groceries. Families are driving for 20 minutes just to buy milk. Meanwhile, those in charge of the city can't seem to agree on what to do, arguing over policies as the city's economic health continues to deteriorate. This situation makes us wonder, at what point does a city cease to function as we know it and become a warning to others? Next up, Cleveland, where stores are still standing, but shopping online is like playing Russian roulette with your wallet. The risks of shopping online are all too real. 5. Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland, a place that was once the epitome of strong communities and successful small businesses, is now facing a serious issue: the systematic scamming of its elderly through internet schemes as traditional stores continue to shut down. Picture a 72-year-old gentleman who buys a blood pressure monitor for his wife through an online store, only to get an empty package after spending a whopping $900. Unfortunately, he's part of a growing trend. The FBI reported that almost 40% of Ohio's senior population fell for internet scams in 2024. That's 4 in 10 grandparents getting cheated out of their savings while trying to purchase essential items. What's worse is that it's not solely about the stolen money. This is a tale of a community's commerce breaking down. Cleveland used to be a retail hotspot in the Midwest, where residents had personal relationships with their local shopkeepers. These days, the warmth of those interactions has been replaced by the cold precision of algorithms and impersonal online marketplaces. This shift has left seniors particularly vulnerable to the pitfalls of the digital world, such as fake products and dishonest sellers, as well as the frustration of dealing with delivery issues. The situation is dire. As stores keep closing, jobs are lost, and consumer trust erodes. The local economy, once a vibrant hub of activity, now resembles a sad landscape dotted with closed signs and a palpable sense of betrayal. And what's most alarming? It seems that those in positions of power are turning a blind eye to this crisis. The truth is, this is more than just a local issue. It's a reflection of a much larger problem. The American dream that Cleveland once embodied has been overshadowed by a digital horror story. And if you think that's bad, just wait until you see what's happening in Jackson, Mississippi, where even Walmart has abandoned an entire city, leaving families to drive 30 miles for a gallon of milk. 4. Jackson, Mississippi. Picture life in a capital city where you need to take a 30-mile trip just to purchase a simple gallon of milk. This isn't a tale of a far-off forgotten town. It's happening in Jackson, which had its last Walmart close in 2023, leaving a gaping hole in the local shopping landscape. It's a stark contrast to the America we know, where companies worth billions can bring a phone charger to your doorstep within hours, yet struggle to sustain a grocery store in a significant urban area. The Clarion Ledger reports that over a quarter of Jackson's essential food stores have disappeared in a mere 2-year span. This isn't just about inconvenience. For senior citizens who often lack cars and smartphones, it's a dire situation. One 72-year-old shared her plight. "Before I could walk to Walmart. Now my nephew has to take time off from work to take me to a market that's 45 minutes away." It's a tough reality for the 60% of Mississippi's elderly who aren't comfortable with online shopping, leaving them isolated and unable to access basic goods easily. The blame game is a mix of corporate self-interest and policy missteps. Walmart cited economic challenges, but residents argue it's a vicious cycle. No stores mean no employment opportunities, and without jobs, there's less spending power, which in turn makes it difficult to justify keeping stores open. It's a sad truth that while politicians speak of revitalization, real folks are dealing with a very real and distressing scenario. Now, consider the bigger picture. Is this the kind of future we're heading towards? A nation where even the capitals of states are unable to support a supermarket? Because if Jackson's troubles are any indication, Chicago is next, where shopping isn't just challenging, it's become risky. 3. Chicago, Illinois. Picture living in a bustling city of over 2.7 million people, surrounded by towering buildings and an impressive infrastructure, but you can't even grab a bottle of Tylenol without worrying about your well-being. Shockingly, Walgreens has shut down 5 stores in a mere 3-mile stretch. And it's not just them. Even Target has left the South Loop area, and Walmart has openly said they can't manage to keep their inner-city locations open. Why? Because theft is so commonplace here that these companies would rather incur losses than keep serving the community. Now, let's talk about the online shopping experience. Can you believe that almost 41% of deliveries either come late, get stolen, or vanish without a trace? It's not a one-off problem. It's the norm. A teacher from West Garfield Park shared her frustration with us. "All I want to do is buy some hand sanitizer and get home safely." Now that's like playing the lottery. And the stats are alarming. Chicago has seen a 17% decrease in its retail space in just 3 short years, all while internet scams are on the rise. The real question is, how did the 3rd most populated city in the US get to the point where a simple shopping trip feels like navigating a dystopian world? And if Chicago is struggling, what can we expect for Detroit? 2. Detroit, Michigan. Detroit, Michigan, a city that clawed its way back from bankruptcy, only to face a new crisis. Toilet paper is scarce. This isn't an exaggeration. The University of Michigan reports that over half of the new convenience stores that opened after 2020 have sadly closed their doors. Some neighborhoods are now like retail deserts, with folks having to take a 2-hour bus ride to reach a functioning supermarket. And don't count on online shopping for relief. In areas like 48,205, Amazon won't deliver to your doorstep. This is more than a minor annoyance. It's a serious economic issue. Detroit was meant to be a shining example of urban renewal in the US. Yet, the city is now stuck in a vicious cycle. No stores equal no jobs. No jobs mean fewer shoppers. Fewer shoppers lead to more store closures. All while big investments go into fancy downtown lofts, leaving the hardworking residents feeling left behind. One ex-auto worker shared their frustration. "They keep talking about Detroit's comeback, but if I can't get milk without a huge hassle, who is this for?" The question we all need to consider is, if a city like Detroit, known for its tenacity, can't sustain its basic retail, what's in store for the rest of America? And wait until you see San Francisco, where even millionaires can't find a grocery store. If you're enjoying the video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow and keeps these deep dives coming. All right, now let's get into the next part. 1. San Francisco, California. San Francisco, California, the city of tech billionaires, $5,000 studio apartments, and not a single grocery store for miles. That's right, in the heart of Silicon Valley, where delivery robots and AI promise a frictionless future, residents are living in a bizarre paradox. They can code an app to order groceries, but can't walk down the block to buy a carton of eggs. The retail scene in the city paints a grim picture with a 24.1% vacancy rate, which is apparently the highest ever recorded. Even big-name stores like Nordstrom and Whole Foods have called it quits, leaving residents with fewer options than ever before. One local, living in a swanky $1.8 million loft, shared their frustration, saying that while they can easily send money electronically, getting something as basic as dish soap requires a 3-day wait for an Amazon delivery from as far as Nevada. This odd predicament can be traced back to a few main issues. Firstly, the rents in the city have gone through the roof, pushing out businesses that can't keep up. Then, there's been a spike in shoplifting, which hasn't helped the situation either. Lastly, the pandemic-induced shift to remote work has led to a ghost town vibe in the downtown area, as the usual foot traffic has disappeared into the ether of Zoom meetings. This situation serves as a stark reminder that having all the money in the world doesn't necessarily equate to a functional urban lifestyle. But how on earth did America, known for its round-the-clock convenience, get to a point where it's struggling with shopping woes? Well, it's a mix of several issues coming to a head. First off, we've got a big problem with theft in stores, and the response from authorities isn't exactly keeping up. This is making it really tough for businesses to stay open. They're basically throwing in the towel and moving elsewhere rather than dealing with constant shoplifting. Online shopping was supposed to be the answer to our prayers, right? But now, it's turned into a bit of a minefield. You've got scams everywhere, fake reviews that you can't trust, and orders that just seem to vanish into thin air, leaving even the most internet-smart folks feeling lost and cheated. It's like you can get anything online except for what you actually need. And let's not forget about remote work. It's basically turned our once lively downtowns into ghost towns. Sure, you might find a fancy Starbucks that charges a fortune for a cup of coffee, but try getting your hands on something practical like diapers and you're out of luck. It's a sad state of affairs when the places that used to be the heart of the community are now just empty spaces. But amidst all this gloom, there's a glimmer of hope. Initiatives like pop-up markets in Detroit and analog shopping co-ops in Seattle are giving local businesses a fighting chance. These are places where people can actually buy things they need, without getting scammed or overcharged. And libraries are even stepping up to the plate, offering Amazon survival classes to help folks navigate the digital marketplace. There's an app called Shop Local that tries to cut out the middlemen and help local businesses by connecting consumers directly with them. It's a simple idea, but it's making a big difference in some places. But here's the million-dollar question. Are these local efforts going to be enough to fix the problem? Will we just have to accept that this is the way things are now in American cities? The future's a bit uncertain. Whether your own neighborhood will follow suit depends on how well these grassroots solutions take root and grow. It's a real test of whether local businesses can bounce back and regain their spot in our communities. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. Your support means the world to us. And before you go, check out the video on your screen right now. I'm sure you'll love it. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.